Hi everyone, welcome to today's daily Lent reflection. Today is Saturday, March 24th, and it's the Saturday in the 5th week of Lent. Our two opening scripture readings come from Ezekiel 37, verses 21 to 28, and John 11, verses 45 to 57. The opening quote comes from John 11, verse 54. Quote, "He withdrew instead to a town called Ephraim in the region near the desert, where he stayed with his disciples," end quote. And our reflection for today is the Solace of Solitude. Jesus began his public ministry, his preaching, teaching, healing, only after a long period of prayer and penance in the desert. Now, as he comes toward the end of that ministry and closer to the ultimate ministry of his passion and death, he returns to the desert. While the people were gathering in Jerusalem to prepare for the Passover feast, Jesus went with his disciples to the town of Ephraim, situated in the barren area north of Jerusalem. We can have no doubt that Jesus saw the handwriting on the wall. The chief priests and the Pharisees were deeply afraid that if his popularity continued, the Roman authorities would move in and straighten things out. And so there was a plan afoot to kill him. Yet for Jesus, the time had not yet come. The time would come only when he, not his enemies, freely decided. Quote, "The Father loves me for this, that I lay down my life to take it up again. No one takes it from me. I lay it down freely. I have power to lay it down, and I have power to take it up again. This command I received from my Father," end quote. And that quote is from John 10, verses 17 and 18. In solitude and prayer, Jesus summoned the courage to finish the work the Father has given him to do. Ahead of him lay the denial of Peter, the betrayal of Judas, the flight of his disciples, the agony in the garden, the scourging, and the crucifixion. Now the desert would give him the time in which to recall and remember the Father's love, the atmosphere in which freely to give his ministry and life back into the Father's hands. The example of Jesus must not be lost on us. We too need our desert time, our time of silence and solitude, our time of inner renewal and refreshment. Without such time, our faith becomes superficial, our courage sporadic, and our love fragile. Such time is not a luxury, but a kind of necessity. Surrounded by noise and distraction, we can gradually forget what our lives are all about. We can lose our connection with the Lord. Silence has a way of restoring perspective and renewing depth. Quote, "For everyone who wishes to hear what is true and real, every voice must for once be still." Silence, however, is not merely the absence of speech. It is a depth, a fullness, a peaceful flow of hidden life. End quote. And that quote comes from God is with us. Solitude provides the atmosphere in which we can remember all that the Lord has done for us in the past and experience all that he is doing for us now. In prayer and solitude, we can face with courage the realities of our lives. For most of us, this desert time can be understood only in a metaphorical sense. We have many responsibilities and commitments to spouse, to children, to students, to parishioners, to work, to community. But precisely because we have so many commitments, some desert time is crucially important. A period of time each day, or at least each week, should be worked into our schedule and kept sacred. We need a time and a place which we can be silent, renewed, recreated. Quote, "Let there be a place somewhere," wrote Thomas Merton, "in which we can breathe naturally, quietly, and not have to take your breath into continuous short gaps. A place where your mind can be idle and forget its concerns. Descend into silence and worship the Father in secret," end quote. And that is from Thomas Merton's book, New Seeds of Contemplation. So our closing prayer for today is this, quote, "Jesus, Son of the living God, have mercy on me, a sinner," end quote. And our practice for today is this, today I will take some time in silence and solitude to unite myself to the Father's will. So that's it. I really hope you can find some time throughout the day or at least once a week where you can be in silence and solitude with the Father. All right, that's it for today. Have a wonderful day. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.